Good morning. I am P. Vijayalakshmi, Assistant Professor, Mechanical Engineering Department, TPGIT. Today I am going to deliver a lecture on vehicle construction. It includes three parts. Part 1 deals with chassis, Part 2 deals with frame, and Part 3 deals with body. Types of construction. Basically, there are two types of vehicle construction. One is the conventional construction and the other is the integral construction. In conventional construction, the chassis and the body are made separately and then they are joined. Here, the frames take the major load and the body takes the side wind loads and offers protection. In integral construction, the frame, pillar and body are all cast as a single unit. Therefore, all these together take up the various loads that are acting on the automobile. Now we will see about the conventional construction. As mentioned earlier, conventional construction consists of chassis and body. In today's lecture, we will be discussing in detail regarding the chassis and how there are various layouts in the chassis. So first of all, what is a chassis? So the vehicle arrangement without the outer shell or the body is called as the chassis. So the chassis is made up of the frame together with the powertrain, transmission systems, etc., which are mounted on the frame. So the components include the frame, front suspension, steering mechanism, engine, clutch, gearbox, propeller shaft, differential, half shaft, universal joints, braking system, suspension systems, and other accessories. So next we will discuss about layout of chassis. So what do we mean by layout of chassis? But the layout of chassis describes how the various components are mounted in the frame. It gives the detail in which the component or the order in which the components are mounted on the frame. So the common layouts are of four types. First is rear mounted engine with rear wheel drive, front mounted engine with rear wheel drive, front mounted engine with front wheel drive. The engines can either be transversely mounted or longitudinally mounted in the frame. Front mounted engine, rear wheel drive. As the name suggests, here the engine is mounted in the front and the power from the engine is used to drive the rear wheels. So the rear wheels are the driving wheels. The front wheels are the driven wheels. So let us see how the power from the engine located at the front is being carried to the rear wheels. So you can see the engine. In front of the engine, you can see the fan and the radiator for cooling the engine jacket water. And next, you can see the clutch which is attached to the flywheel of the engine. Next to clutch comes the gearbox which is used for changing the torque as well as the speed. After the gearbox, you have the universal joints. The universal joints is being followed by a propeller shaft, followed by another universal joint, and then you have the final drive. The final drive consists of final reduction gears and the differential. From the differential, the drive is being given to the two half shafts in the rear. So this is the layout of front mounted engine rear wheel drive. So engine is mounted in the front and the drive is being given to the rear wheel. So this is one of the most common layout. And here the crankshaft is parallel to the engine axis. As already seen, you can see that the power flows from engine, clutch, gearbox, universal joint, propeller shaft, universal joint, final drive, and then to the rear wheels. So let us discuss what are the advantages and disadvantages of this type of layout. So regarding the advantages, since the engine is mounted in the front, it is very easy for doing repair and maintenance work. And then since the steered wheels are not the driving wheels but the driven wheels, it is very easy to handle. So a simple steering system is sufficient. And the next point is the radiator and the cooling fans are located in the front of the engine. So when the car is traveling fast, the natural draft induced will help in effective cooling. And regarding the cables, the engine is mounted in the front and the dashboard also is in the front. So the length of the cable for the various measuring devices and controlling devices from the engine to the dashboard, the distance is short and therefore the control cables are also short. And you have crash safety. So in case of any collision, first the front portion of the engine gets damaged, thereby preventing the passengers who are behind the engine or behind the firewall from crash, and less possibility of wheel slip. This is due to the weight transfer during acceleration and on steep climbing. Disadvantages. So as we have discussed, the propeller shaft is almost running along the length of the car. So to accommodate the propeller shaft, a bump will be provided. This bump will affect the leg room that is available for the passengers. And since the propeller shaft is long, there will always be some losses in transmission. And when stuck in muddy roads, these cars tend to plow rather than coming out from the muddy holes easily. We will discuss the other type of layout, that is front mounted engine front wheel drive. As the name suggests, here the engine is mounted in the front and the front wheels are the driving wheels. So from the engine, the power is being transmitted directly to the front wheels. So here you can see from the engine, clutch, gearbox, and then you have two UJ, and this is not even two special universal joints which are used to transmit the power to the front wheels. So the advantages of this type of drive are easy for maintenance and repair, effective cooling due to the natural draft, control cables are short, crash safety, and no propeller shaft, hence no loss and more legroom. Good road holding due to the front drive pulling the automobile and no skidding. The disadvantages of this type of layout are, since the driven wheels have to be steered, the steering mechanism becomes more complicated and special type of universal joints are required at the front. Since the weight is reduced at the rear, special arrangements are needed to prevent skidding. The last type of layout, rear mounted engine and rear wheel drive. Here you can see both the engine and the drive is in the rear. Engine is mounted in the rear of the car and the driving wheels are also the rear wheels. This type is not frequently used. So the advantages are better road adhesion, particularly on steeps and acceleration due to increased rear weight. And steering mechanism is simple since the front wheels are not the driving wheels. No propeller shaft, so you have the advantage of better leg room and no transmission loss. Since there is no propeller shaft, the floor height can be less and thereby you get better handling and stability. Since engine is in the rear, the driver can be nearer can be more forwardly located, so the driver will have good visibility and less noise and fumes. The disadvantages. So the disadvantages of this type of layout is cooling becomes difficult since you have the engine in the rear, location of radiator, fan, etc. will become a tedious. And since the weight is always concentrated on the rear of the vehicle, the side winds will affect the front portion of the car at higher speeds. Maintenance and repair is difficult in this type of layout. The dashboard is in the front, the engine is in the rear. So all the control cables and wiring should reach from the rear of the car to the front. So control cables and wiring is long. No crash safety. Interior housing is also very difficult. So with this we have discussed what are the various types of layout in chassis, and we have seen three types: front mounted engine, rear wheel drive, front mounted engine, front wheel drive, rear mounted engine, rear wheel drive, and we have discussed what are the advantages and disadvantages of the various layouts. So in the next class, we'll discuss about the frames, their functions, their various types, and the materials that are being used. Thank you.